On today's Minute of the Apes, I got my oomph up.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape! Exercise would an ape make a human down. It talks. You're the keepers of the divine bound. It is our only reason for survival. We are determined to know what the apes want, war or peace. The only good human is a dead human!
Hello, welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast. We break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies. 1 minute at a time. I turn down Sean's mic so he can't drop F-bombs during my introduction. I win.
I did nothing.
He did all y'all. That's okay. It's a clean one. And really what I'm going to do right there is I'm just put one long monkey. All right. It is the middle of the week. You know, we haven't done anything to promote, so let's talk about social.
Now, yeah.
Let's talk about, well, actually, we'll save that for Friday. Let's talk about social media. We've had a lot of people interacting with us on Facebook. Get out there, let your friends know where they can find us. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook. You can find our website, which has links to all of our social linkings, as well as our email account. We love to hear from you guys, and I actually challenged a few people. Let us know what you need, what you want on these social accounts, because they can become really stagnant. And I try to pop out a few things here and there about what the actual Planet of the Apes people are putting out there. So you're engaged. Let us know. And there's something actually I'm going to challenge you with. Variants. Is there a link to all of the episodes? Like, is there a channel on YouTube with it?
Are they all
Yes, it's
posted?
at the variants.
I'll text you tomorrow because I'm going to tweet it out.
If you type in variants, it'll probably show up.
Okay.
Don't say variant comic book cover, then you might be in trouble.
But it's
I'm going to put it out on
formerly
Twitter.
the variants.
Okay. I'm going to put it out on Twitter so people can actually see you guys.
Okay.
Well,
we haven't done that show in like 5 years.
That's okay. I wasn't hanging out with, I don't know if I even knew you at that time.
I don't think so. No, I don't think we're hanging at all.
So
You knew him at that point.
6 years.
I might have been down a couple of times
Our
just
last
to
season
go to the
debuted
store.
6 years ago, yeah.
But no, I was not hanging out at all.
Yeah,
but,
well, yeah.
But regardless, I think it could be fun for the
Yeah,
ape fans out there just to throw something out.
It definitely gets better.
So see, that'll be my little present to everybody on the social stratosphere.
Yay.
Let us know what you want back. If you want to see pictures of Richard working out, we've got those too. Richard apparently is our poster child right there
You can
because
buy
you don't want to
comics
see
here.
Sean drunk. It is not a pretty picture. All right, it's minute 58. Sean, tell me what's going on with 58.
All right, we start minute 58 with Dixon asking Zero to lie down on the couch and ends with Dixon and Hassline looking at each other as Zero falls effects to the serum.
All right, here we come with minute 58 of Escape from the Planet of the Apes.
Just lie down on the couch. And bare your arm, please.
You don't have to tell me.
This has the same effect as grape juice plus. Now count backward from 10.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
What comes after 4?
2.
As of minute 58, we have a planet's worth of humans plus 2 living apes, 1 who is pregnant, and 1 dead ape.
So right away, here comes bitching Todd about production elements.
Oh my
Why is the
gosh.
light so damn harsh in this room? Did they literally have one 1K light? There's not even backlight in this room. It's just almost like somebody popped one on and just lit it.
All right, but what if it is not an actual set? What if this is a room and they're literally backed against this small room with a wall and they only have one place to put a light?
I I hate to be a bitch to you about that. This has got to be a set because, again, when we're cranking through things, the last thing you want to do is
three wild walls,
get a whole production crew in there.
Unmotivated light source.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's exactly it, because I can at least, so let's say that you do use practical lights. There are bulbs you can replace that are color balanced.
That work for
that
camera.
I can put them in and they would be in the lamp. I mean, they would be color corrected for the bulb. God almighty, I've got shinitis.
For the camera.
Yeah. And you wouldn't have an issue with them.
So Zira is on what looks like a couch bed,
painting Susan or lazy Susan, not
right, but it's raised.
Couch,
it's raised up to where it's the waist level of the people. It's the height of what would be a medical examiner's bed. But it doesn't have the familiar wrap of paper over it that they do when they're in a doctor's office. It actually has little button divots in it, as if it was a piece of actual furniture that they put on something to raise it up.
Well, think of it this way: if they're going to bring ape, a gorilla, a chimpanzee in there, are they going to put little paper under it? No, they don't care about that.
No, but I mean, it's an actual leather piece of furniture. It's a piece of leather green furniture with a kind of a built-in leather pillow that's raised up, that's got divots in it as if it's somebody's couch, but they've done something to bring it up to the height. Yeah.
I don't know, Todd.
I'm not Richard, I'm not talking to him. I'm done with him.
Can you see? Just make.
Hang on, let me get it right there.
Upset at me. That she'll never listen to this.
Does she hate it when you do that?
Are you kidding me? Yeah. It's just simple dialect change.
I'm pretty sure that sound you're hearing is weeks in the future when people just go, I can't take it when Sean does that shit anymore.
Stop saying that. Yes.
Yeah. You are the podcaster people love to hate.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
I'm fine with it. Just because they don't know proper English is not my problem. Anyways, look at the screen.
It's raised up at the height that you would have a medical bed. It has that kind of awkward pillow behind it, as if you would put your head on a medical bed. It's missing, however, the lack of kind of that paper that you'd put on it. And the fact that it seems to be leather or some type of leather with divots in it as if it's a couch, I don't know that it's an actual examiner's bed necessarily.
I don't know that it is, but that smacks of me. So when you... It smacks of repurposing from other sets, that this is a prop that was used somewhere else. Yeah. And once again, I mean, when you look at this lighting, and we're specifically looking at, it's just 57 minutes and 1 second in. We've got Zira and Dixon standing together. He's holding the drug. You can literally see that light is, so if we're looking camera center, that camera is camera right coming in on them. There's no motivation for it. Yet, what's weird, there's no backlight on him. Well, there's actually backlight on Dixon. She's getting a little spill on hers. But look at that. There's a little kick of light right above the pillow here. So somebody decided, hey, let's illuminate the walls so it's not entirely in shadow. And they've also lit the bed. So, I mean...
she's about to get onto the bed, but we don't need it lit at this moment, is what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean,
they're doing all this for illumination so they can expose, so they can get one take. This is one take lighting. We can beat this film into the ground because of that.
I've made a buffer of minutes notes because we had a long time recording stuff.
Yeah,
there are things. There are things in future minutes. Trust me,
it's all one take.
Where it does the same kind of stuff.
Unmotivated light source is a big problem.
So you can go, and look, David Lynch didn't make Eraserhead until late 70s, early 80s. Look that up, please. I know that Dune was 85, but I digress. But you can watch what he did in a clinical environment, Twin Peaks, where it was, I'm actually going to shoot with the blue light so it's cold and separated. But he walked in, and one of the bulbs, a fluorescent bulb, was
77 for Eraserhead.
Thank you. I knew it's late 70s-ish. Like that. And it creates tension. And everybody's like, oh, change out the bulb. And of course, David Lynch, being the weirdo he is, he's like, no, leave it. It's wonderful. You can do things like that. You can find ways to make this work, even if it was an overhand examination lamp of something. This is why when you keep asking, is this a building or not, this smacks of, we have a quickie set. This is almost the remedial set they use for television production. And they've thrown one light in. It's bad. It's bad.
I mean, you get creepy things like when Dixon gives a shot, it looks like he's leaning in almost for a kiss and stuff like that.
Well, you almost wish the camera because the camera does truck in just a little bit. When Richard just showed this, from the beginning of it, it's pushing. and it's gonna eventually push to her, and this is the point when we do see her hairy arm, which, dear God,
that looks
good. Great compared to the god-awful ape suits we saw before.
In the previous minute, that's what I was saying. I thought they were going to cheat it, go into a dark room, and assume they were doing the needle. But that looks good, yeah.
So just going back to this, so she gets down onto the examining table bed, interrogation bed, whatever. She unbuttons her dressing on her arm to kind of pull back and expose her arm. It is a great looking arm. Mm-hmm. I mean, it looks
very
realistic. You can even see like what looks like a little bit of skin here and
That's
there.
what's great about it. Is
stood
that
out to me.
Yeah, it actually
it's not all just hair. There,
right.
Yeah.
When those ape suits before literally looked like somebody had just made fursuits and you pulled them on. This has that texture, almost like right now that if
you could see the scalp. Almost.
If I'm looking at you and you were to take the hair on your head, I would see the scalp of your
scalp. Exactly. Yeah. But it moves someplace else a little bit. Moment in this dialogue that kind of drives me a little crazy.
Okay.
He says, "Bare your left arm," and the direction is smiling. Mm-hmm. Actually, he says, "Bare your arm, please," smiling, and Zero with a wry whisper says, "You don't have to tell me." She lays down and he bends over and whispers in her ear, it has the same effect as grape juice plus. Now, there's something really uncomfortable about this moment. I don't know who's the actor who plays Dixon? He's not delivering comforting talk before this injection. He just sounds creepy. He sounds really creepy. His smile is weird. Her reaction to him is weird. It's like they're about to have sex. It just feels uncomfortable. It made me very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
I did kind of like have a note there that, all right, here we go again. This shot is going to have the same effect as wine. I'm just going to get hammered after it. So I'm going to feel like shit after this is done. So thank you for poisoning me again with your grape juice plus.
Well, Bradford Dillman is the actor you asked who that is. So Bradford Dillman is Dixon.
And I get that it's one take, but man, that creeped me out.
Well, okay, so
he delivered it wrong. It was not comforting. It was weird.
I don't want to beat down one take because you can have one of the greatest openings of all time, which is Orson Welles' Touch of Evil, which is 7 minutes and 48 seconds of one take that spans over 3 stories and 3 city blocks, something like that. You can have that, and you can do one take that's amazing, but this is one take that's economical. Now, I do think that Dane sets this up when he's offering it's like grape juice plus. It's supposed to be between friends because when he gave her grape juice plus, it was sweet and it was innocent. And he's trying to tell her that you're going to be okay. This is just like that moment. But I do agree that this is one place where Don Taylor's attention to what's happening to the characters is just lacking, because this should be, that creepy line does feel like, Brent Kavanaugh has just slipped something in somebody's face.
I like beer.
Yeah.
And it may have been this moment. The fact that it's like grape juice plus. And if you look at this moment, he is smiling right after he delivers that. She gives this scowl and this frown like, no, this is a bad idea.
I didn't notice that.
No, she then shakes her head like, oh.
I'm too busy looking at the fact that her makeup doesn't cover her chin, so you can actually see her chin just a little bit right there.
Well, I'm just thinking of Orson Welles being half asleep and going, oh, yes, wine. It's the greatest grape that we've ever had.
Don't touch Orson Welles. You know better than
I was going to maybe, and you can contradict me on this, I was going to maybe oddly compliment the fact that once she relaxes into the scene, we do get a little bit of kind of a roll under the chin. And I can't tell if this was by design to look like somebody who has their chin tucked under and they liked it, or whether this is just a flaw of the makeup and they just didn't fix it.
I err towards it was a happy accident.
Yeah, I don't think it was a flaw of the makeup. I think you just...
Because it looks, there's a level to which makes the mask a little more apparent, but there's also a level to which the little chin roll under the chin makes it look like somebody who's laying down. Like,
and I agree with you. And I think what that is I think especially if you look at what Kim Hunter looks like without that makeup on, I think what you're seeing is her chin. I think that appliance set right atop the chin line. So when she sat there, it kind of did a little fold. And I think they all went, oh, is that a problem? You know what, though? I kind of like it. I think
that works. Yeah.
And it works just fine. It actually is a bizarrely beautiful little accident. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, because it makes it look like a person who's lied down with the chin rolling over. So then Lewis tells her to